Okay, live stream. It has been a long time. We got our little flippy window here. Got that on the go. Um, Hopefully you can hear everything okay. Because wow, that's loud for me. Hang on. Turnabout Ablaze, middle part 2. March 14th, 9:21 p.m. Open air stage. I don't remember anything. Last time I played this was like 9 months ago. I left the Damask 2 investigation to Franziska and returned to Babal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! It's okay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun! In other words, they made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir. We've been investigating our heart out. Very well then, would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir. Knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Alabastine Embassy, is that correct? Yup. As a local detective, I'm helping out with an investigation on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave those pieces of evidence with you. Oh damn, we're just handing over all of our evidence? Okay, I should look at some of this stuff just to refresh myself. Okay, just reading these descriptions, there's 3 different murder weapons. Used to kill Damask. And then they're claiming this thing killed somebody. Killed Damask too. And then this has somebody's blood on it. Has mistakes? Oh, cause yeah. Okay, I remember some of this stuff. Like, the fact that we found this in the fireplace was because, like, the fireplaces are connected or something. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Ugh. Ugh. Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evidence that has lost their value. Given to detect. Okay, fair enough. Maybe I shouldn't have spent all that time looking at the evidence like right before we lost it. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really gonna throw that autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Steel Samurai's autograph scrunched up into a ball and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Oh, okay. Well, we should... Okay, let's look at it then. Okay, the embassy. Cohen's body. Knife. Key. Statue. Dock related to ink. Okay. Cadopian paper. Bubbly's ink is being smuggled into Cadopia. I'm really confused how... I swear to God, every time I play this I yawn. I'm really confused how these flowers are gonna come in. Hey, you're not going back to Alabaster already, are you? Okay, wait, what is there to check here, though? Bags full of cement powder are stacked up, I suppose they're for the renovation. Yeah, because I don't smell a drop of gold here, or any other treasure for that matter. Okay, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, that was a pretty good play on the words there. Ah, Gummy, don't randomly jump into one of our dialogues like that. Are you eavesdropping on us, Detective Gumshoe? No, it's not like that, sir. Who are you again? Ah, so you're... Oh, wow. God damn it. What was this guy's voice? These are all gonna have completely different voices. This guy seems like kind of a jackass. Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here with these, you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are... discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, however these coupons do nothing for me right now. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, no... That was weird, the game just slowed down. Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight, over in the Alabastinian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. Isn't Cochin dead? Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire that Yatagarasu started. Wait, hang on. We have a Yatagarasu, we have a Damask too. Are those the same person? Ambassador Polino, I'd like to ask you a little bit more about the Prima statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabasta and Babal used to be one country called Cadopia? Yes. I know that much about your history. Well, the Prima statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed onto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty, and the right to rule, I take it? Yes, that's right, which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. But if Alabaster and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Primrock statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Polino knows about what has happened. The very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Who? Wait, what? Ambassador Polino. Okay, I need to talk to him about the statue at some point. Oh, this is Ambassador Polino. Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid. There's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes, oh, and don't worry, you can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes? Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny Cochin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. Sounds like Mr. Coach had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Babalese representative of the Country Unification Council, he has been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our two countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. I have a question. Why would two countries declare their rejoining together not in their own country or like at like their border where they can like show like the joining, but in their American embassy? You wanted to... Oh wait, no. Hang on. I need to show you the statue for some reason. Because it stabbed somebody, I think is why we're showing it to you. Ambassador Polino, if you could please take a look at this for me. The Primodoc statue sitting in Alabasta right now actually belongs to Babal. Oh, what? Is that what we discovered? So it would appear. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier. Then you'll understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Primodoc statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession... Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it is definitely Alaba's statue. I know because it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Babal's was a replica? I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leader of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Alba at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one. Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? They're having a real time by cleaning up after the fire. I suppose we should stay out here and investigate the stage some more then. So how come so many traffic cones are red and white? That's because they're highly visible from a great distance. Oh, is that why? So then the reason you wear that wine red suit is for visibility's sake? Please don't compare it to a ragged plastic traffic cone. Oh, it's a stepladder. Oh my god. A ladder. Actually, that's a stepladder. They're the exact same thing. No way, from the structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. A stepladder is much too heavy to carry around, after all. And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty of being dangerous during an earthquake. What? Are ladders famously dangerous during earthquakes? Just looking at these scaffolds makes me want to climb them. I recommend that you do not try. There was a fire burning here until not too long ago. Yeah, but I think enough time has passed, so it should be alright. Thief Child says if there is a height to be scaled, then scale it you must. Starting from Thief Child, would you care to explain what you just said? Okay, I don't actually know... Yes? How is the investigation going in the Babalese Secretary's office, Kay? Well, even though we found a few treasures, they've all been pretty much burnt to a crisp. A treasure is a terrible thing to waste. Anyways, is there anything else I should know about? Oh, that's right. You know what I found in that office? A wooden bear carving. It's so cute. Can I have it, huh? Can I? No, of course you can't. By the sound of things, it appears that there has been no progress in the investigation. I don't know, what is left to explore? It would appear the stage is also scheduled to be renovated. You know, I would love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the Greatest Great Thief Show. I should think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world. Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't know much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Oh, well... He got nothing. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Master Polino. Oh? And what is this something interesting? This, sir. Ooh, a lantern. Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there. Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently, if you burn the special wit crystal oil that they only make in Babal, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force you to visit Babal should the oil run out. Hey Gummy, what about these silhouettes? I stuck some cutouts on the outside of this lantern so project the images. Oh? Silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. This is gonna be good for me, too. Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country. That's the gist of it. Babal is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of people and things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, Yatagarasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden on the Alabastinian side of the embassy. The garden's just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alva was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? My guess is that it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use? There's a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? Doesn't look like there's anything it could get wet from around here. I was thinking they have concerts here at this open-air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find it sooner or later. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. What? I thought that one day it'd be in some use of tracking her down. So I keep it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it for you. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabast now, but I know. I'll go back to the ballad and do some more investigating there. March 14th, 9:58 p.m. Rose Garden. Oh my god. Every time, why? I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. How are things in Babal? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Koshin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech here tonight in Alabast, and that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly, it vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Babalese embassy that the Yatagarasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Okay. Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes? Of course not, they're rose bushes. You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. But it's alright, I'll wake you out of your stupor. Now the next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll whip you for real. All I tried to do was offer up a possibility, and this is what I get? A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue, and she somehow made a leap to that. Oh, hey, these guys are here. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found, sir, 14 counts of pickpocketing, 18 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor, I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from the Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. Yeah, as if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear I'll find the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally, you witnessed when the Yatagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief alright, with my own 2 eyes. The Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. Next second, the spotlight went out. And by the time we got the area lit again, the deft thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing's for certain. The Yatagarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics, the pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Which suggests this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. Maybe in the giant fire we just had, Edgeworth. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. What the? Fucking Larry. Fucking Larry. Ah! How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump in a pool and swim around for fun? Yes. Alright then, did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kinda lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. This guy's a fucking child. And I'm pretty sure he was around here last when I saw him. You imbecile, how can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you gonna do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess? Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good, in that case I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! How do you internally sigh? Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. So this is where the Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely, however, where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool? That's such poor planning. If there was no place other than a spot or two by the pool, they really should have made seating arrangements, like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, you can sense the consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. What is there even left to look at? There's no return spotlight here. Okay, we already installed it. I forgot there's a run button in this game. That statue has a resemblance to the Primadux statue. The plaque says King Primadux on the battlefield. In order to save the queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war. So Primadux was actually a person of royal blood? I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, that's what surprises me, that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that, too. The sudden appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expect no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. Okay, well, it looked like... Okay, nope, that's not what I meant to click on. Franziska, if you could take a look at this, don't you find it to be a bit suspicious? Not at all. As I thought. But you see, I was merely testing you just now. We have no time to waste on your pompous talk. So get on with your explanation already. Well, it has to be one of the two. Oh, look, there we go. Is it not this? That's like exactly what it looks like, no? Like it was like this thing but like leaning over more? Is that what? The sudden appearing and disappearing of the Yatagarasu shadow, is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct, however the statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? Is it the leaf? Like, I feel like it's the other statue just based on, like, how they've been acting, but I don't really see how that makes sense. You know what, sure, let's just go for it. It's another statue? The Yatagarasu shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagaratsu's shadow? Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, we set up a spotlight to cast the shadow of King Primadux in the battlefield. The shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set up a light on the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop of the stage. Ah, so if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yatagarazu's shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Franziska. The way the light needs to be shown on the queen statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe that the whole of the king's shard needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of it. Only one part? Yes, and that part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologize. Oh, the hand! Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now what does that remind you of? Ah! Ah! Oops. That's right, it can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Franziska, can we please adjust the spotlight's position? So that it only shines on the Queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. And then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also a part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu shadow had vanished. Which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabasta tonight. The only country the thief visited was Laval, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabasta. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice. Nice. How's the investigation going? Detective Bat, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu. So yes. So what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We're here because we're ready to face whatever may come. So if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, "I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist." She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. Oh, it's Lada, that's why. I see. What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air? The times, they are changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken by a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see, so this was taken after the fire? Photo of Yatagarasu data jotted down. The blur in this picture took off from the Babalese embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabasta.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Thanks, Franziska. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. What? When? Game 3, Case 5? Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. That's Game 2, Case 3. In case you're curious. Because, man, Game 2's hated on a little too much, I think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photographer? Photograph? Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Friends, this guy needs to return to the Baval investigation for a bit. Alright. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Have you just been waiting here? Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. March 14th, 10:37 p.m. Bob Lee's Embassy. Secretary's office. To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador, but I have yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who is only out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Polino. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If you'll bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Polino. You're a total gentleman. Ha, you don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Polino. Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that person I was chasing is Mr. Kochin's killer. We don't know that yet, however, it's hard to believe that that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key of the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago is found here, it signals that perhaps Ms. Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it, that woman is almost definitely Mr. Kochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved in this case. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad, he's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he has been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore. Pick up our investigation where we left off. Okay, goodness, so... Hey, that's... Oh my god. A fireplace, huh? Some of Val's offices have them too. There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alavestinian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You can climb inside and we can play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. Ah, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. This safe wasn't open at the time of the fire. You could tell because the inside wasn't burnt, right? Yes, and thanks to the safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved. Aren't safes great? They always hold the wonderful promise of treasure within. Well, this one certainly did. Have a few inside. So this is the fake statue, right? Or no, this is the real statue, because this is the real Dolan statue, yeah. So this is the real Permdex statue. This is really valuable, right? That's what they say.
Hold it!
Okay, you're not seriously considering theft of the statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue is worth. Yeah, you ain't hisses to me. Looks like all the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I just don't believe it. Murder on top of arson? What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagarasu. The fake Yatagarasu is guilty of much more than just theft, it seems. I know, because if it was me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf. You would steal ordinary souvenirs that you can buy virtually anywhere? You can't buy them anywhere. Each one is specific to a location and has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all. But could you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that? No, because even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories. Okay, great. Insightful. Thank you, Kay. It appears that Mr. Kochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. The white outline is all that's left to tell the tale of his murder. It appears this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. Oops, that's not. No logic. It looks like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them. Valstra gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon. And what kind of discount would that net you? The 5-finger kind, what else? And I steal an extra thing or two for the bearer. Things such as? Such as the truth, what else would I steal? What I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now. Oh my god. There's only one book left standing here, Treasures of the World. Wait, what? Let me see that. Uh-huh, I see. Ah! The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate? Why? It looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt. There's a bottle of Babbli's ink on Mr. Kochin's desk, and it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn it up the ink. Hey, Mr. Polino, it looks like your precious Babbli's ink is alright after all. What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there's something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Oh, great, we gotta go over here and talk to him. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babbli's Embassy tonight. What? Fucking Jesus Christ. I swear to God, with Ace Attorney cases, they just keep throwing stuff on. Especially with the last ones. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jam and Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jam and Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theatergoers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jam and Ninja show was the second one of the night. Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires, on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. Photo of Yatagarasu updated. So then what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above it that caused it. That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polino. Oops, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts were for today. And if you happen to know what Mr. Kochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well, let's see. I've been quite busy all day, from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. Afterwards, I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. I wonder if you'll tell me what you noticed about Mr. Kojin's bottle of ink? I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. Oh. So there was Babbly's oil, or whatever.
Hold it!
The fire was green? What was the cause? Well, white crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Babbly's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire, so that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? So what did Mr. Kojin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja, but Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Kojin's office, why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the Prividuck statue and the Babbly's knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? Ah, about that, I kinda forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babbly's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Apparently orders go up the chain of command around here. That's about it for what we did this morning, just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do, being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Kojin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater, because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with Jammin' Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully, nobody was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me, but during the second one I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Kojin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Hang on, sorry. Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there, in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan. Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music. I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies. Yes, that's it. But they're nothing alike. They're totally alike. They spit those babies right around like a record. I see. I guess I can see how you might think that. We still don't know where the blade of Babbly's knife went. Could it be that the killer walked away with it? That looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it? No, I better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things or crime scenes. That's because I'm a prosecutor and it's part of my job to examine things. And my job is to be a great thief, which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. Surely... No. So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh? Well, what did you imagine them to look like? I thought the balls would look like a flower, and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way it'd look like a butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base. If any country had a flower phone, it would be Alabasta, don't you think? Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been from when they were Codopia. There's really no point in asking you about something that never existed in the first place. Huh, you know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth? Curiosity and an imagination. Manny Cochin, his name is written here on the nameplate. Why would you put a nameplate with your name on it in your own office? I suppose it's to inform people in case they walked into the wrong room by mistake. Do you think maybe it's also there to remind you of your own name if you forget? Well, either way, it's never a bad thing to sit a nameplate on one's desk. It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire. But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we could rifle through this drawer a bit. I suppose we really should take a look. It seems the contents of this drawer survived the fire rather well. Now that's a sturdy desk. I guess the value of solid wood construction really comes in handy. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I was trying to investigate. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Sound logic, Wadsworth. Sorry, been acting a little bit too much. The shape of this notepad matches the shape of the note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah, yes, that notepad has a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Polito, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see, in that case. Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabasta. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask 2. Damask 2? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask 2 to steal the Prima Duck statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabasta's Prima Duck statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There's one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. Oh my god. Excruciating. I believe you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask 2. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue is the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the Adigrazio and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? Hahaha. I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see, Babal's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Cochin know that about Babal's Prima Duck statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Codopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it.
Mr. Coaching conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Codopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was, or will be. I don't know the answer to why he was trying so hard yet. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind, beyond just simple kindness. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how the room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. Ah, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bat. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm gonna find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm gonna become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it.
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. Ha, you bet. So what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon? Oh, you mean Little Thief? Ha, you're coming to rely on it, aren't you? I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered in the ambassador's testimonies, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it. Alright, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. It seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. Possibly we might find the escape route the person Kay saw used as well. Ooh, what is this, some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really, that is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. This grandfather clock. It was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by somebody during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanism or something. Ambassador Polino, will we take a look inside that clock? Sure, go on right ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir, I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire, so this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock? Sounded like it wasn't Mr. Polito that put the wire in there. Then perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. It looks like one of the bad lace knives was already missing before the fire began. So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon. And Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think? Not sure I would love the replica statue with the rest of Babal's woes. Did the butterfly gain an antenna since we last saw it? Even if it did, would it really have any bearing on our case, Kay? So Lubell is really into pushing the tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? Do you already have a destination in mind? Well, ideally, I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training. Well, if you want to learn that fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show. Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth. I can't believe she took me seriously. A fireplace, huh? So Lubell's office out in the... Oh. Did we already... There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Albustinian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you start creating new memories of this fireplace? You can climb inside and we can play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. Artie, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. Wow, we already knew that. That looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting on it? No, I'd better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I'm a prosecutor and it's part of my job to examine things. And my job is to be a great thief, which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. You can see the Albustinian embassy through this window. So where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? You can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damask 2 is killed. What? You don't mean the Master Damask 2? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I just can't turn a blind eye to this. Even though Damask 2 is merely an imposter of the original. I mean, I was more so pointing out the curtains being missing, but... What else should I be looking for? These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw. With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time he came into this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire had died out or something by that time. Then this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor until the Yatagarasu appeared to cause the storm of Babala, I suppose. I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer! That's very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you. And must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in? But then what did the person set on fire to make the green flames? Well, whatever it is, that person burned it and made a rather sizable fire. And since that fire is green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? A bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, and I do believe that what you're thinking is exactly why these flames are green.
Take that!
This silhouette lantern, its green flame comes from the white crystal oil it's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by white crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there's only one other thing made from white crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from oil.
Take that!
Babali zinc is made from white crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Babali zinc. Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right? Yes, however, we know that Mr. Kochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. Heh. It would appear that I've finally found it, the smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Baballi's ink, this is the source of the real flames? Oh.
Take that!
What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zengfa. You're kidding. You're saying that it was Mr. Kochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go so far to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Kochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him using it in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you'll need to be investigated as well. Ah, yes, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Kochin and concealed his crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. What is even left? Detective, you took part in the initial Babal investigation, correct? Yup, sure did. I also helped put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else has the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burnt to a crisp. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh? Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic? Detective, do you see the Yatagarasu that came in from the Baballi's into the Baballi's embassy at all? And the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir. Wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabas. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which caused some panic. So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babal? Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? Still, it was enough to make people who received the calling card panic even more. A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabas was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also suspect. You can't be serious. No, we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto U. So the Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Kochin, and then disappeared. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and I was lost for a while there.
Hold it!
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were gonna guard, Detective? I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the 3rd floor hallway, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away. Oh, that's probably from me when I found Mr. Kochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Shino wasn't able to take me away. He covered me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Still, it's too bad that Agent Shino got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Shino was before you found her here. Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. She mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Well, apparently she helped him putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seemed to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? Well, I've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. And Master Plano, there's something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office, it appears to be... Jesus. It appears to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You also paid a visit to the Albastinian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentions that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same, as my room is currently under renovation. We worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babel's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Okay, we need to learn how to connect these. So. The rooms are the same, and the fireplaces are the same. The Alabastinian and Babyliss sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also have a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? It sounds like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room. What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed, and my first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. It looks like just another fireplace though, doesn't it? So how do you turn it again? In Alabast, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, so let's see what happens when I push it. Ah, you scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Ah, well, you found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? It's missing. What? Do we have a photo of the other fireplace? No, seemingly not. All I see inside this fireplace is starter wood. Oh, that's odd. It doesn't match up with what Mr. Plate. Oh. Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean up the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right. But why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying, do you? No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong, either. Is it the fireplace that's causing the contradiction? Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files, and... Sounds like we pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it wasn't nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know? There's really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. The ashes Ambassador Bellino left here have disappeared. If we follow where this piece of information leads, we should begin to see the truth. Time to use your secret weapon, right? Yeah, go on, sure, use your special skills. Just a little further, I can sense the truth lying on the other side of this. Okay, I think we just have to use logic. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said that he spilled some Babbley's ink while he was burning the files. And yet, there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. Then you mean the person I was choosing disappeared from this room through there? Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. And after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir. Yes, Detective. Agent Shino. It looks more and more like Miss Sheena's the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could have only been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she's hiding something from us. Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Sheena herself?
Hold it!
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask 2's note. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course right now. We need to test our hypothesis, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it. Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective. Wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn. That's so neat, now I want to try going through there too. There really is a secret passage right through there, I had no idea. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Babbley's ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall. Okay, here I go, sir. Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is? Now we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Adagrazzi's whereabouts, the other smuggling members, the two weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies. Mr. Edgeworth, a number of pieces connected in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads. What was that supposed to be, an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you'd have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused like a laser, only on what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think these things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay. That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Haha, yay, looks like you're back to your straight-faced self again. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective. Haha, looks like you can use the fireplace just like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gubby? I'm okay, it's just a bit of action dust, that's all. It's filthy, I see the heavens practically turned black. Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburned ink got on it, sir. I see. Thank you, Detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it cleaned, but you know. I see, very well done. As you wish. So because Gummy was able to climb to the fireplace, you know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is? I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwritten analysis. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir, I'll be back before you know it. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatrum Neutralis, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. Alright. That took a really goddamn long time to save. Alright, well, that's the stream, so yeah, hope you enjoyed.